Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for the next episode of the Autumn Journal. I first want to start with make some ephemera, and then I want to show you some items, some pages I want to add. And I still have to my words aren't working the last few weeks. The packaging pocket I have to do something too. Look at this cutie. Going to use that one. The guest. Now let's start with this one. I kept it fairly easy. This is a tag from the kit. It's the way it is. I backed it with book page. I don't. Yeah, you can see a bit of the writing on the other side of the book page. I like to use up every book page. Yeah, that's not true because I can never use all of my book pages, but if there's writing on one side, I'm not going to throw it away. And that is for that one. I chose this image, and it's I linked that kit down below. They're kind of photo mats from Wild Rose Bohemian, if I have the name correct in my head. And this is what I want to do. I want to let's show a bit of that. Yeah, I am going to cover it up. I made it about to the size of the width of the tag. I did this with the decal edge. This I didn't because the image wasn't big enough, and my the decal edge cutter won't cut off just some eighths of an inch or 16ths of an inch or millimeters. So let's see where I want it about. And then I have this beautiful mushroom and a label. Yeah, I want to leave some of that showing, but I am going to cover with faux tape. So let's glue this on. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the weather you have. I'm filming this on a Monday afternoon. I had to think. And this week it's the forecast is hot in the Netherlands. So, but we already had a warm weekend, sunny and warm. A bit, yeah, for me it's when it's going to the 30 degrees, it's a bit too much. But yeah, it is what it is. Better than rain, and it is summer, so, but it will be 30 plus degrees the upcoming week every day. So I have everything, all the windows and doors are closed. Yeah, I want to glue this on first to keep the warmth outside, because we don't have air conditioning. Yeah, because it's still just loose days or some weeks that the sun is really hot, that we don't want to invest in an air conditioning, because they're very expensive, and in a way we have a pretty cool house. If I have everything closed, it's yeah, it's okay. And with the fans, let's see if that is all gone. Yeah, love the mushroom from TaylorMade Journals. I'm still using those because I have more mushrooms to fussy cut, but I'm still using these. And last Saturday evening we had a barbecue with my daughter and her husband and the grandkids. It's always nice catching up. talking and having the barbecue. How do I want it? And I want to use this cute stamp of the, and I just want it there. How do I want this? And then I'm thinking where I want the tape. Oh, going over both. Okay. Yeah, and I want a bit showing underneath, and then the stamp. Yeah, about in the middle. That will be. Oh, there's glue there. I have to get a new smaller glue stick because this is a bit wide. Okay. And then on last Sunday it was yeah, kind of a fair. There were all kinds of activities last weekend here in the neighborhood where we live. People for a good cause. People sit on a pole and they sit there for 28 hours. And there's music, and Sunday there were vendors selling their stuff. And we found some cute things for in our in our garden. We have a porch. Yeah, it's not really a porch, but an awning. But it's the awning is always there. It's not fabric or something. And underneath, my husband put wood against the walls, the side walls, so we can hang all kinds of stuff there. And we love rusted iron, or the look of rusted iron. It doesn't all have to be really old. We do have old stuff, but if it's nice, we buy new stuff that looks like that. And a couple of weeks ago, oh yeah, in my husband's holiday, we went away for 2 days, and then we found some beautiful items, and now they had a bell like you could use as a doorbell with an owl on top of it. Yeah, very cute. So that's my tag, a very easy one, and yeah, yet it's beautiful because the background is already done. I didn't have to make the background. Oh, when I'm crafting now, I'm really warm. This is a piece of the digital of the kit, and the guest check is backed with book page. Also, just a pack of guest checks I have, but they were new. This was blue, but I coffee dyed them, made them a bit more grungy, and I want this piece here. Like you know, I always like to be prepared. This label I think is from a freebie from Tracy Fox, but yeah, if you ever have any questions about an item I'm using, please just let me know and put a timestamp there, and I'll look it up for you, because I try to give credit to all the digital designers I'm using, but sometimes you have so many items, and when I'm preparing and gathering stuff, I sometimes forget. I usually, when I'm editing the movie and making the text, I look at the items I made and I try to list everything, but often it's so much. This I want here, but did I want it a bit higher? I have a die like this, the grass. And yeah, you can hardly see it, but it is embossed. It's cracking a bit, but that doesn't matter. So I want that here. And how far? I think I can put the label a bit higher then. And the squirrel is going to be like that. I'm thinking if I want this a bit smaller. Yeah, I'm going to glue this a bit higher, but not too much. Yeah, maybe I can use the glue stick. So yeah, that was the vendors. My daughter came and some friends of hers, and we all went past all the vendors that were there. And I also bought a cute wooden, kind of an envelope card, but it was from wood for my son and daughter-in-law when the baby is born. And the friends of Ellen, because nobody else knows, just family and you guys, that Rob and Tom are expecting a baby. So a friend of my daughter said, "Oh, for who is it?" Oh, I said, and typically when I have to keep a secret, I always have those moments when I am, until now, I'm always lucky that I can mask it, but I speak out of turn, or yeah. So I said, "Oh, I'm sure there will be somewhere there will be a baby born, so I can use this." Yeah. It's difficult when I want to say something and I have to say it in English because not all the words that you would just babble about are in my head. Let's see. So that makes it a bit difficult to tell the story correctly. Yeah, I'm going to glue that one. There's a lot of stickiness there. Here also, no, that's a goner. And the children, my grandchildren, they both got a wooden piece they have to put together, and they can paint it. So they were happy. And so we walked the little round until we had seen all the vendors. And in the afternoon on Sunday, we just sat in the garden at home and listened to the music of the festivities that were still going on, because the people were still sitting on the pole, so they had to be supported. And it is not far from our home, so we could hear the music. And Saturday evening, after my daughter went home with the children, we went to the festivities because we could hear the music in our garden, and it sounded so good that my husband said, "Oh, let's go for just a little while." Yeah. Okay. I don't have to put glue all the way. This is always fiddly. How much do I need that is sticking out? Maybe I can tear that one so I know I have to put the glue until there. Yeah. always difficult with these small parts. And certainly because this is embossed also, it makes it the paper very fragile. And it was already scrapbooking paper from Action, and that has really thickness. But even then, it's cracking, and I already wet the embossing folder. Sometimes it helps, but yeah, with my machine, not always. It's not always not cracking. Okay. Take a wet wipe, because the wet wipe is dry. Get rid of the glue on that paper. Now maybe there's a bit white. Yeah, maybe I can adjust it with some green ink. I don't know if that will work, because I don't want to have the ink everywhere, and very often that is what happens. And I don't have that many markers in all kinds of colors. Cute, cute, cute. Then the little items. I have this fussy cut. I like it. It's a bit big in comparison to that, and that was something I was debating. These are images like we used to in the early day when I was younger. That's why it's a bit shiny. You had a little book and you gave it to your friends. I did that also when I was a child, and they wrote a poem in there and they decorated it with these kinds of images. I don't know where I have the other ones. I think they're in my closet. So I can use this one, or more in, yeah, that it's correct in the how big a squirrel is. Cheesecloth. Because if I use the little one, I think there has to be something behind him. So let's see. And then maybe the little one. Yeah, I like the little one better. Okay. Let's put some glue here so I can glue that down. I'm going to take the art glitter glue. It's easier because I'm always sure that sticks okay. And then my nail broke and I can't get anything if my nails are so short. They don't have to be that long, but now I can't pick anything up. I'm used to having nails. Yeah, so that was a nice weekend. Cute, cute. Yeah, I can put that to the side, my lace back. that one back in its place. It's already a mess at my desk. Finding the hole. Oh, and this one keeps opening up. Put that to the side because I don't know if I do need glue. Oh, I didn't glue this. Yeah, and I have to see if I can manage to get that a bit more green. Yeah, you can see a bit of the glue shining, and it's supposed to dry clear. So yeah, it does clear, but it shines. Bit of glue there. The dry one. But if because this is printed, and if I'm going to try to erase glue between everything, then I will damage the image. That's the disadvantage of the epson paper. If you start erasing, you will erase the ink. So I'm not even going to try that. Oh, I could use this small one. I'm not sure which digital this one was from, because I used it in my previous autumn journals also, and I make them larger or smaller, because I think in one of the journals I blew it really up and used it as a tuck spot. That's cute also. Mostly you can use digitals in so many different ways than they're supposed to. Yeah, cute. And journaling space on the back, that's what we love. That's the dry one. Let's see. I first want to do the packaging. Where is it? Here, in the second signature. And I showed you this, and after it really dried, you can still see the glue lines, so I had to spread it way better. We can do this first, that doesn't matter. And then I thought, why not put some lace on it? I don't want this journal to be too lacy, but yeah, I think lace is always beautiful, so I'm going to glue it here, and maybe there, I'm not sure yet. So put something underneath. And I did use the other glue, the Novo, that's in my my glue kind of gun. And I think this is what I had to do and didn't do. Smear it a bit. Yeah, now it's not really a problem because I'm gluing this on here. And the lace is not really shining through, so it doesn't matter. And when it sticking out a bit, as you can just see the little. Okay, let's cut that off. Not cut into the envelope. It's a strange little scissors because it's the Tim Holtz one, but I find the tip, the tip, it's not sharp at all. I often can't get just this little snip, but for fussy cutting, yeah, it's a ideal scissors. But it's strange that it doesn't really cut on the tip. Maybe my finger would have been easier on this, but that's fine. Not really stretching it, just gluing it, because otherwise I think it will be curling up. Let's cut it here. Hopefully it wants to. See, it doesn't cut. It's so strange. Not that that one did a very good job. Yeah, I really like it. It's like this. I think I like it here also. Or do I want a different kind? I can always glue it here, because this will be folded and it will go into the signature. And I have two spots that I have to audition. Okay. Yeah. And then I want to see if I want this one, or maybe, I think I made a mistake. This will be shorter. I wanted this open also, that you can put something, because it's going into the page, and I thought it might look nice here. Could be. And you can, this one you can, shows a bit less, but because there will be something in here, you can see the design on this side better. But I like it that the leaves shine through this, so I'm not bothered by it. It could go here, or where did I? Between these two. Oops. Yeah. Everywhere. Let's see that they're a bit the way they are going. These are almost the same. Now you can't see the music. Yeah, you're going to grab them as one, almost as one. Maybe like this, because this is smaller. I like this next to each other. This is fine. Yeah, this was going to be that like that anyway. This is a bit much. And I think I'd better like it here. But it has to dry, so I can always decide. So let's get our pocket out and make that further. You still have to decide. Yeah, I can cut this off, and then you can put something in there, because now it's just a double page. That wasn't my intention. Completely forgot. Yeah, that happens a lot. This one I folded up, reinforced this the last time, but because I wanted this behind here, I doubled it up. It really had to dry, and now I have to, I think I'm going to leave it big, so the complete width, but I have to tear that just randomly. It's still fragile and thin, but that's fine. Come on. Like that. Let's see how I did. Yeah, a lot of points pointy things that I don't like. So I'm just going to scratch my scissors over them that they're not that pointy anymore. I just want it a bit wavy. Let's see. I can do it like this, and it's just let's see if I want, if I tear this a bit more like that, so you can see a bit more of that paper. Ink that up a bit. I have to check if it's not loose. It doesn't always stick all the way. I put glue everywhere, but it's not always catching. Put that away. Oh yeah, I have to check because here, oh no, that's in the end. Okay. Okay. I have to decide if I just want it have sticking out like that, or that I want to, I can also do this. And then that just have that sticking out. But just a bit off, it tears instantly. I don't want it to. It can be folded over just a bit. Yeah. I think I want it like this. So until let's see, because I have to tear it. Okay, there. It doesn't have to be exact, but just a bit. If it's sticking out a bit on the sides, I don't mind. If you can see that a bit. Okay. Erase the pencil marks. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to put first glue a bit further away, just the bottom, and then let's see how it, and then I can always put glue on the packaging. Okay, maybe I can leave it. Ooh, it smells weird. Oh no, I can't leave it. It has to be in between these. Oh. Okay. Where is my other pencil mark? It's gone. Okay. I did. Okay. And maybe with the little one, I can put some glue here and the brown paper. Okay. Oop. And it reinforces the page a bit even more. But now I'm thinking if I don't want a strip there to make it, because this is flappy and this is not. I have a bit thinner book page. Let's see if I have some. This is a bit thinner, so let it. Okay. It's a bit more reinforced. Yeah. Have to stay inside the tear line. Okay, let's glue this on. Put the needle in, otherwise it's completely dry tomorrow. Or even sooner, who knows? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I want to let that dry. Okay, I'm going to put this a bit to the side now with the other one and put this signature to the side. Then I decided I want some, this is really sticky now, so let's put it like that. I want some Edith Holden in here, and I chose this page because it's, yeah, not really a poem, or yeah, maybe Tennyson and Graham, I think they are. And I thought, oh, that's a nice idea. And here is where she wrote about October 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. So that's always nice to read. I want to fold it so that the separate poems are readable. Let's see. Put my things to the side already. Yeah, I was looking for this. So I can have this, you can read that poem on that side, poem on that side, and the recipient can always, I really like the coloring with this. And on this side you can read a bit of what she wrote about October. And if the recipient wants to cover it up with a pocket or her own journaling or a photograph of October, of course, that, yeah, who am I to judge that, because it's a journal to be used. Yeah, that fits. I was checking that, like I said in the previous, I want the waterfall effect. Yeah, not waterfall per se, because the waterfalls like this here You can see it. It's not always to the middle. Here we start again. But that they're all different in size and width. For this signature, I chose this one because if it's folded, I think they are interesting because this has the autumn colors in it. So I'm folding it just in the middle, and I chose between these two pages. They can use a pop of color, and yeah, I can do them like that, or I can do them like this. Both will work. So yeah, I like this one better because you have the red, the brown, and the red and the yellow, and here it says October. So that's an extra page in here. So is this dry? Yeah, I think that will be dry enough because I want to, yeah, not completely, I feel. My tape. There's still a bit of glue in between, but that's fine. I want to put tape over this. Oh, it's too long, so I have to cut that. Okay. I don't think if you put something in the pockets it would have gotten stuck, but now definitely not. Okay. Then I want to I'll show you in the next video because I want to sew this. I want to sew this, maybe even start here and here. I have to try on, because this is just one piece of packaging. I can put a bit of glue here in the middle until there, about there. Just a bit, because I'm not going to stitch there because it will be stitched in the signature, so that won't be necessary, and you won't see the stitching. And we do stitch, yeah, to make it more beautiful, an extra layer. So I'm going to try to sew just one piece, and if that's not beautiful, I'm just going to stitch this, but you will see that in the next episode because it's a bit difficult. Yeah, I can pause the video and let's see. Yeah, the video is already getting long again. I'm going to snip that little triangle because it's exactly in the fold. Yeah. And it will be a bit interfering, and if you put the signature back, you can hardly see that there's been a cut in there. See, because this you can crumble the way you want. I can do that with this one also. Let's see. And then crumble it up so it masks that you cut there. Let's see. See? Big pocket. Yeah, that will be closed with the stitching. A little of this is showing here, but that's what I said. I don't mind. I like it that it gives another layer, because this is also torn differently than the front. I have to say this is torn differently than that one, so it's completely different altogether. This I have to let dry, and then I have to decide exactly where this will go. I really like the lace on there. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, got some inspiration, maybe found something you want to make in your own journal, or maybe you're following along. That would be magnificent. I always like that when people are making the journal. I don't know if that happens a lot, but it is fun. So that's the this will be the middle page, I think. So this is what is done today. Yeah, that's the middle page. Okay, so let's clear this away. Thank you so much for being here. I always appreciate it, and I hope it was inspiring, and I will see you in the next video. Have a very wonderful day. Don't melt away if you're in the summer like we are, and I love you all, guys. Bye bye.